Hi, in this video we're going to find the area of a kite. Now, just to remind you what a kite is, well, something you fly in the sky, but it's a quadrilateral, a four-sided shape with straight edges, where you have two pairs of sides which are equal lengths, so two adjacent sides, so sides which are next to each other. So this side is equal to this side, and this side is equal to this adjacent side, the side next to it, like that. And we want to find the area. Now, what we could do is we could find just the area of one of these triangles, like this, and then just double it, because this is a line of symmetry of the kite. So this area here will be the same as this area here, right? But the trouble is, to find the area of this, we need the base and we need the height. And we don't have those values. Well, we do actually have the height. We can see if this is 10, if this total distance is 10, that's going to be 5. So let's just put that in now. This length here is 5. But we don't have this length here or this length here to find the area of that triangle. So let's just draw this out in big and then hope that we can find some lengths here using Pythagoras theorem. There we go. So we've got this dotted line at the top. And we know this is 6, and we've got the 10 here. This is the yellow triangle I'm doing. And we've got that this is 5. Now, to find the area of a triangle, you just need to do half times the base times by the height. So we've got to use the base of the triangle, which we don't currently know, plus the height of the triangle, which we know is 5. So let's use the triangle on the left to find out what this length is, and the triangle on the right to find out what this length is, and then the base of this triangle overall will just be the sum of those two lengths. And by the way, we can't assume that this triangle here is a right angle triangle, because we don't know that that's a right angle. It's probably not. Okay, but we do know that this is a right angle triangle and this is a right angle triangle. Because, remember, the diagonals of a kite meet at right angles. So we know that that is a right angle there. Okay, let's find this length first. So let's call that x. And then we're going to find y over here. Now let's use Pythagoras. If you have one of the shorter lengths squared of the triangle and then add the square of the other shorter length of the right angle triangle, that is equal to the length of the hypotenuse squared. Remember, the hypotenuse is the longest side opposite the right angle. So let's do that. If we do one of the shorter length squared, and then we add the other shorter length squared, so 5 squared, that's equal to the hypotenuse squared, the longest side squared, which is here. And then we could subtract the 5 squared from both sides, and then we can square root both sides like this. Yep. And remember, the quick way of doing this is that if you're trying to find one of the shorter length squared of the right angle triangle, you subtract the squares of the sides and then square root it. And we'll do that for the other triangle in a moment. So I'm just going to do this, the square root of 6 squared minus 5 squared. And that is the square root of 11, which we could do as a decimal, but I might as well just leave it as a square root for the moment. Okay, so x is the square root of 11. Now let's work out y. If we do it the quick way, we're trying to find y, which is one of the shorter lengths of the triangle. These are the two shorter lengths. And remember, the quick way of doing it is you can do the square root of the difference of the squares of the lengths. So we've got the 10 and the 5, so we do the difference of the squares. We do the 10 squared minus the 5 squared. But if you don't like doing this kind of shortcut, then just do it the normal way. So if we do that, that's going to be the square root of 100 minus 5 squared, 100 minus 25, which is 75. Okay, so now we therefore know the bottom length of this right angle triangle. If I just draw it again, we've got this length here is, well, it's x plus y, which is root 11 plus root 75. You could have done these as decimals. And the height, the perpendicular height of the triangle, we already knew is 5. And therefore the area is going to be half times by the base, which is root 11 plus root 75, times by the height, which is 5. And let's just do that. Half times by the base times by the height. And that is equal to 29.9 centimeters squared. So that is the answer. It's 29.9 centimeters squared, and that is the final answer.